Hey guys, how are you doing? So in this video today, I'm going to show you how to set up a really simple Facebook ad that's going to really target your ideal clients and generate some leads for you in your business. Does that sound good? You pumped for this? Okay, so I'm going to dive into a Facebook ads account now and show you how to set up this really simple ad. Okay guys, so here we are, okay, inside one of my dummy Facebook accounts here, as you can see, one of my demo ones. So the idea behind what we're going to do here is we're going to set up an ad without having any type of funnel, without having any type of website, any pages to send people to at all, okay? So this is how simple this ad's going to be. So if you are kind of new to coaching, or if you yet to build out other funnels and stuff, then you can use this to generate leads today. But not only that, this strategy works really well, even if you already have all that. And the reason it works so well is because what we're doing is we're keeping people on Facebook. We're keeping them on Facebook, on Meta anyways. So whether that's Facebook or Instagram, we're keeping them on that. And Facebook love that. First off, they love you not taking traffic away from Facebook. They want you to keep people on it. And not only that, when you do that, Facebook automatically populates the leads data into the form for you as well. Okay, so it's a win-win. So that means you can get away with asking more information sometimes without it affecting your cost per lead. Because example, if you want to capture people's phone numbers and you are sending that, you currently might be driving that traffic to a landing page, that can have a dramatic effect on your landing page performance. You might go from a 50% conversion by asking for name and email to down to a 20% conversion by asking for name, email, and phone number. Whereas if you keep that on Facebook, Facebook automatically populates that form with the lead's phone number. So all they have to do is click a button and it's done. Simple as that, okay? But there are some drawbacks to that as well, because a lot of people set up their Facebook account many years ago. So potentially the data, the information, the email address that you use when you do that, they might not use that email address anymore, okay? Or it might not be their business email address, and that's what you want, which is why sometimes you can get better quality leads by sending them to a landing page, because you have to physically fill that information in. Okay, so you get better quality leads. It's going to be higher cost per lead though than if you are just keeping them on Facebook. However, in this video, we're going to go over creating your first Facebook campaign with the lead form and how to do this properly as well. Okay, so I'm in Ads Manager here. So if you don't know how to get to Ads Manager, just type in business.facebook.com/ads manager, and hopefully you already have all this stuff set up. If you haven't got your full account set up yet, there is plenty of other videos out there as well on how to set up your Facebook account, and it changes all the time as well, so make sure you try to watch the most recent video on that as well. Okay, so we want to click this big green button that says create. Obviously it's asking me for information because it's not a fully fledged account this just yet. It's a demo account, as I've said. So next we kind of want to choose our campaign objectives here. So the one that we want obviously is leads, because we want to attract leads. We want to have people coming in. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got down on the right hand side there, it simply says this is good for instant forms, messenger, having conversations, or having calls. So perfect. So we're going to click on leads there. I'm going to click continue. Okay, so as you can see here on the left hand side, we have our kind of hierarchy and the structure of this ad. So we have our campaign level, which is the kind of bigger, which is the top level, as we call it. Then we have our ad set level, which is where we go into the targeting of the audience, the placement of the ads. And then we have our ad, which is the creative and the copy of the ad itself. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm just going to leave all this alone right here. Okay, I don't need to touch anything on this right now. We can change the naming convention. So I like to name this, I like to name it so it makes sense to me. What is it that I'm trying to do? What lead magnet am I promoting? What's the offer I'm promoting here? Okay, so you could put whatever you want to call that in there. So I might do something like, what am I going to call this? Free funnel and ads offer. Okay, and then I go something like lead form, something like that. And often I also like to do this. I also like to label my campaigns with a number. So I might say something like, this is C10 for campaign number 10. So I've got 9 other campaigns before this one. They can be completely different campaigns as well. But for me, I just like to know that, so I can just go, okay, well, everything regarding the free funnel and ads offer, that's going to be C10. Okay, and other offers might be C9, C8, C6, C4 even. Okay, and that's the campaign level. If I'm doing a retargeting ad, sometimes I do R as a retargeting ad. Okay, that's just how I like to structure mine anyways. So we then jump to the next hierarchy here, the next tier. So we've got some options here. Where do we want to target? What conversion location are we looking to go? So as you can see, we've got website, instant forms, messenger, and instant forms. Okay, Instagram, calls, and app. So for this purpose, I'm actually just going to use instant forms. Okay, because this one here is also getting them to go to messenger, which can work. That might be the right one for you, but I'm just going to use instant forms for now. And we've got our cost per goal here. I generally just leave that blank for now. And we have, again, we don't have a catalog or anything like that. And we have our daily ad budget here. So you can set this at whatever you want to set it at. I'm just going to start off with $10 per day. That's what I want to do for testing right now, okay? And we'll come back in. I'm going to check on it after a few days to see how it's performing. So next up here, we have our locations. So our target locations. So the audience even. So what locations are we targeting? Are we just targeting the country I'm currently in, which is obviously the United Kingdom, or we want to kind of target the United States? And again, make this relevant to the country that you want to target. And also change this to people living in location. You don't want to have living in or recently viewed or recently kind of was there in case they were just tourists on holiday type of thing. So you want to make sure that they are in that country that you want them to be in. So I'm just going to choose them two countries for now. And actually, anyways, I'm going to put in Canada. So we've got the full kind of America there, as you can see. And then we have the United Kingdom, which is that tiny little dot over there. So we've got your age, the age bracket that you're targeting. So again, who is it you're targeting? You're targeting men over 40. Are you targeting people, people between 20 and 30 years old? So set this up for who you want to target, okay? Don't get too specific though. Make sure that it is a big enough pool of people. And generally speaking, what you'll find is people under 30 don't have as much disposable income as people over 30. So depending upon your price point offer that you want to create and that you want to attract, the right type of leads you want to attract, it could make more sense to pick a bit more of an older age bracket there, okay? So I might do something like 30 to 60, or I could even do something like 28 to 60, okay, as my pool of people. Next, we have your gender. So are you targeting all sexes or just men or just women, okay, based on that? And we've got our detailed targeting here. So this is interest-based targeting. So this here is simply saying, what interests do your leads, do the people that you want to target have? Okay, or what's the demographic or behaviors even? So let's just have a think about this. So for example, my target audience, let's just say they have an interest in funnels. Who's the funnel guy out there? Okay, Russell Brunson. Let's have a look, Russell. Okay, so let's just say that's somebody that I'm going to be targeting here. So as you can see in the right-hand side over here, we have our estimated audience size. So based on the locations, based on the age, based on the gender, based on the interest, we should be, this pool of people are somewhere around about 3.8 million to 4.4 million people in this pool of people. I can then also add another target interest in here. So I don't know if Frank Kern's still a target interest or not. Frank Kern is still a target interest. So we can then do Frank Kern. Again, hasn't brought up that anymore. Maybe they share the same demographic. Maybe they share the same people. I want to type in Amy Porterfield. Porterfield. Let's see if that brings up any more. Again, so Amy Porterfield has such a huge audience. As you can see, it's blew up that audience size right there. But it's a little bit big for what I want to kind of target with this. So I might use these. We can also then go to suggestions and see who else they kind of recommend. So we could maybe look at, we can actually look at interests such as digital marketing, entrepreneurship, affiliate marketing, Seth Godin, maybe that could be another one that we do. Okay, so that's basically interest targeting there, but we can get even more granular with this as well. So we can then go to narrow audience or exclude audience. So I'm going to go to narrow audience, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in here conversion marketing. Okay, so what this is meaning now is that the audience that we want to show this ad to, they must have an interest in one of these three up here, but they must also have an interest in conversion marketing. They must also. Again, that's brought our audience size down to quite low. So I'm going to actually increase that to, let's just say I'm going to make it include lead generation, pay-per-click. What else are we looking at here? So maybe it's marketing strategies here as well. So it's pretty much really trying to get a bit more granular into who this is. And we can narrow this audience down further and further and further as well. But we don't want to go too narrow. Okay. We do want to keep it generally quite broad. And if you have a larger budget, you can go even broader. Okay. So that's the other thing. If you have a smaller budget, you can be a bit more narrow with it. If you have a larger budget, you can go more broader. This part here, advantage detailed targeting, that works for some people. It doesn't work so well for other people. I like to say test it. Test what you want to test with this. But what this does is this reaches people beyond your detailed targeting when it's likely to improve performance. But that likely to improve performance doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be pulling in the right type of people. It could just mean you might get a lower cost per lead. But the cost per lead might not be the right people you want to target. It could be other people who just have a little interest in what you're doing. Okay. Whereas if we build this audience for the exact people we want to target, then we should get generally a good audience there. Placement wise, again, some people leave it on advantage placements, which used to be called automatic placements. I like to be manual with this. Okay, so I like to get rid of everything that isn't that most people don't use. Okay, so I get rid of all of these things here. I generally keep stories on. I get rid of messenger off there. And what I like to do is what we got here. Get rid of the marketplace and I'll get rid of them. So I might keep these ones on here. So we've got the feeds, we've got the video feed, as you can see there, and we have stories and reels. So these are what I generally like to keep on there. Okay, so there is show more options down here below where we can go into what devices people have. So do they have Samsung? Do they have Apple? Are they connected to Wi-Fi when they see this ad? Yes or no? But most of them leave them just as they are for now. And then we'll click next. Oh, sorry, one other thing. We didn't do the naming convention for this one. So I may do C10 again. So it's that campaign. Okay. And then we want to kind of label this in regards to who are we targeting? Okay. So you can even label it for like what countries you're targeting. So for example, I might go something like UK, US, and Canada type of thing. And then we might go plus. I'm just going to call it plus marketing interests. Okay. And then we could do plus 28 to 60 years old. But then what we want to do when it comes to the ads is we don't want to have. So for future thinking here, if you're wanting to test new ads, so let's just say you are wanting to keep this exact same target audience, but you want to test new creatives, you want to test new copy with the ad itself. What I recommend is you test it at the ad set level, okay? Because if you test it at the ad level, so let's just say we duplicate the ad level, which means let's just say you have 5 ads and they're all running off the back of this one ad set level. That's then going to share this budget between those 5 ads, okay? And the way Facebook does it, especially if you want a lower budget, it doesn't share it equally. It doesn't give each ad an equal chance of success. It generally will overcompensate and predict based on not enough information. So what I like to do is I like to duplicate the ad set, okay? And then I have just one ad, one creative, one copy in each ad set. And then each ad set has a specific budget to utilize. Okay, so let's just say we have 3 ads running at $10 each. Okay, then maybe it's after 3 days time, we look at them and we say, okay, well, that ad definitely is the winner. These 2 aren't working so well. I'm going to turn them 2 off, and you might reallocate the budget towards the winner, or you might want to test a couple of other newer ad types. Okay, but that's down to you. But that's how we do it. So we would duplicate at this level here. We would click on duplicate, and then we would test a new ad at that level. Which is why, back to the naming convention, I like to do ad creative number 1. So here is where you name the ad creative. Okay, so you might be if you're doing something like if you're looking to test copy and creative, you could do something like you could do a ratio where you know as the first number is the copy, the second number is the creative. Okay, so you might be copy test copy number 1 with creative number 1, copy number 2 with creative number 1, copy number 3 with creative number 1. So that's what you could do that if you wanted to test that as well. Okay, that's just a little bit on naming conventions there. So I'm happy with this now. I believe everything's done there. I'm going to click next, and we'll go to that next phase now. Okay, to launching this ad. So again, naming it C10. You generally want to make this a little bit not 100% the same as that one. I don't know what I'll do. I might just do something like top tier plus marketing, and then go something like add creative number 1.1, something along those lines. Or you can just get rid of the word creative and just have add number 1.1, get rid of the hashtag even. So it's asking us what pages we want to select here. So we've got our pages already selected there. As you can see, we've got our carousel ad. This multi-advertiser ad, it's pretty much saying help people discover your products when they show commercial intent, as are in shopping mindset. Your ads may appear alongside others in the Instagram feed. I haven't really tested this enough to know whether or not it's working or not, but I don't see any harm in it. So I generally just leave that turned on. So the next part that we're looking at here is the ad creative. So this is where we're going to upload our images or video even. We're going to put your text in here. We're going to put your headline in the short description, and then I've called the call to action, which is going to be something like download. Let's just say it's download, or let's just say it's learn more, because we're doing the free funnels and ads offer here. We're going to click on add media. I'm going to click on add an image. Let's have a look here. So it's currently trying to pull in images that are in my social feed, but what we haven't uploaded any images to the account yet. So I'm gonna click on upload, and I'm going to look at. Let me have a quick look here. So the idea now is we just want to find the correct image that we want to use. Okay, I'm just going to pick a random image right now. Okay, something completely different. So I'm going to pick this one here. So this is for another offer that I've been running recently, or run an ad for. It's not for free funnels and ads offer. It's actually for a coaching website template. Okay, so you can see that one there as well. And here, what it's asking for us to do is obviously, because we're sharing it in the stories and reels. And stories and reels are normally a different ratio, as you can see, they're 9:16 ratio. It wants you to tailor the image for that ratio, which you can do. You certainly can do that. So if you have an image that is 1:1, but then you redesign that image to be more tailored for stories and reels, you can actually replace that image right here and upload an image that is tailored for the correct sizes. However, in this instant, I'm going to click original, and it's just going to show it like that. Okay, so it's just going to kind of leave the top and bottom blank in the stories and reels and show it like that. I'm going to click next. Optimize. I'll just generally leave this off here. Okay, so that's the creative added now. Okay, so we've done that. So next we need to add our primary text. Again, here to do this, you want to call out your target audience. So something like online business coaches. Then you want to try to get them to do the thing you want them to do. So something like need. I'm not doing this properly here, by the way, guys. That is ridiculously basic. It's not proper text at all, but you get the idea. You want to create your copy here to make sure that it's speaking directly to your audience, speaking to their pain points, and speaking to their wants. Okay, and then you want to have the call to action that's going to tell them what to do next. So in this case, I'm like click learn more. So down here, I'm going to call it free coaches website template, something like that. I can spell it a little bit. And as you can see, this here is shown here where you got free coaches website templates. And then I could even do something like starry eyes as an emoji, just to make it look a bit more fun in the newsfeed. And the description here, it could be something like click learn more to get your free coaches website today. Something along those lines. Really simple. So let's just say that's the ad done. You can test other text options and other headline options if you want to, but I generally like to keep that. I like to, as I mentioned earlier, I like to do it on a separate ad set. Okay, so I don't like to do it all right here. So the next thing we have here is, because we're not driving this traffic to somewhere off of Facebook, we're keeping them on Facebook here, aren't we? So we now have to create what we call a Facebook lead form. So I'm going to click on, I've already got some set up, as you can see, just ignore them for now. Click on create lead form, and here I'm going to call it free coaches website template. My God, I can't text it right today. Template. Here we have more volume, higher intent, custom. So as you can see, the more volume one uses the form that's quick to fill in, to submit. Higher intent is it can give people a chance to confirm the information. Here, I'm just going to leave it as volume. Okay. Again, if you have like a lead magnet, or if you're giving your something free away, could be a free download, a free ebook. Again, you'll choose the one that's right for you here. We have intro. So it's automatically pulled in that image that we're using there, as you can see here, which is great. Which use image from the ad. However, we can also upload a new image if we don't want to use that image from the ad there. So this is what they're going to see once they click on that Learn More button. It's going to pop up this window here, and this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so the headline here, we just kind of want to say this what it is. So free coaches website template. Then we want to tell them what to do. Okay, so or what the offer is. And then get our proven coaches website today for 100% free, something like that. Then of course that can be there. Then click next. We have our what type of questions we want to ask them, but the questions here are more designed around about what information are we going to capture. Okay. So here we have the description. So enter your details below, and we'll send you instant access, something like that. Okay, so I may have name, full name, and you know this, I actually want the phone number as well, because the idea behind getting phone number here is we can phone these people. So if they give us your phone number, not only can we follow up with these leads on email, but we can also follow up with them on phone, and the chance of converting somebody on a phone increases dramatically than converting somebody with just an email. Okay, so we can ask a phone number here. Next, we have privacy policy. Here's where you want to add your link to your privacy policy. Okay, so privacy, I'm just going to leave that there. And again, you just want to put your link to your privacy policy there. So I don't know what mine is off the top of my head, so I'm just going to put it in Google for now. Okay, obviously put in the actual link to your privacy policy. Again, you can have a link to PDF, a JPEG file, or image if you want there as well. But I'll do for now. You can have a custom disclaimer. Again, I don't use that at all at the moment. But then we have our message for our leads once they have opted in. So this could say something like, "Thanks, you're all set. We'll check your emails. Check your emails in the next 10 minutes for access to the free coaches website template." But template. And whilst you're waiting, click the button below to come join our Facebook community for more free resources to scale your online coaching. This is me just winging this, guys, so don't think this is like professional, don't copy or all that stuff, but that's generally what we could do. And you can even use those websites where you can, bold text, underline text, make text italic, and you can use them to kind of make certain pieces of information stand out here as well. So again, I could do click the button so it stands out more, because if you look at that now, that click the button really stands out. So that's something we can do, and we could even make it bold by, like, say, doing that other thing. So here we've got view website, call to action button. We want the call to action text here. So join our community, something like that. Then we want the link. So www.facebook.com. Boom, done. So as you can see, that's pretty much this ad done. Okay, we have it all set up. I'm just going to save that as a draft. I'm not going to publish this, of course. It's all just test stuff. It's in a dummy account right now, so we don't want to do that. But that's saved as a draft, so I can exit out with this now. Let me show you. Want to close the lead form. Your draft will appear. Yeah, perfect. That's fine. So it has appeared there, as you can see. We've got it in my draft there. So if I want to utilize this, I can click on that. I can finish editing. I can use it. But this whole ad is now set up. We've got the image. We've got the call to action. We've got the copy. We've got our target audience. We've got the type of ads. All we would now do is click publish. Then once we click publish, that will go into a review phase with Facebook. They'll have a look at that. Okay, and from there, once they publish the ad, then if you're wanting to test new ads, new creatives, new copy and stuff, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay, So we come back to so only do this once the ad has been published, by the way, once it's through the review stage. So as I've mentioned, we've got our 3 tiers here. We've got our hierarchy, sorry. So come back to the ad set level, okay, and then click on duplicate. Original campaign, again, just leave all that. Yep, show existing comments, reactions, that's fine. So here, as you can see, what it's done, it's created these 2 new ones here. Both of them have the word copy after it. So I'm just going to get rid of that word copy, and I'm actually going to do 1.2 there, okay? Because I'm leaving the copy the same, but I'm changing the creative. So that's why I'm doing that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm leaving all this exactly the same, but I'm actually going to change the creative. I want to test to see if another image, another graphic works better, don't I? So that's the kind of graphic I've initially kind of used there. But let's just say, generally speaking, when you're testing graphics, when you're testing creatives, I like to say test them and make them quite vastly different, okay? Don't make them a little bit different, just changing subtle things. Try to make them quite different. So as you can see, this here was the original one that we created. So this ad here, this image is quite different. It's not completely different, but it's quite different. And so is this one. And then we have this blue one that is very different, okay? But in this instance, I'm going to choose this one here. So as you can see here, this is loading. Once it's loaded, we will click next. Again, make sure that we're happy with the dimensions and all that as well there. And again, just flick through that part there as well. So as you can see, now we have this second creative here. So we can now test this creative versus the other creative. The same, we're using the exact same lead form and everything there as well, okay? And again, like I mentioned, this is really good because you don't need to have a website. You don't need to have funnels. You don't need to have all that stuff. But you can link your lead form to your CRM if you want to. If you want to follow up with a follow-on email sequence, you have to sync it to your lead form. Sorry, you have to sync the lead form to your CRM. And that completely depends on your CRM, how you do that. So maybe if depending upon what software you're using, I would recommend you Google how to connect that software to Facebook lead form, and then it should give you the answer on how to do that, okay? But that's pretty much that. We can build out our URL parameters here as well if you want to do that too, okay? But all this stuff here, for example, the website events, I would recommend that you connect your pixel if you have your pixels connected. But hey, if you don't have your pixel connected, don't worry about it. Okay, we don't have a pixel connected on this account just yet, which is why nothing's showing up there. But normally that would show up, and what I would do there is I would select the pixel that's necessary. In fact, I'm just going to go over to one of my live ads and I'll show you exactly what I mean right now. Okay guys, so I'm back. As you can see here, we're in a very similar location than where we were previously. We're in the tracking area. And as you can see, we've got website events. Okay, so we don't have the CRM event set up because I don't need that, but we have the website event set up and we've connected to our pixel. So if you have your pixel, just again, make sure you get it connected, because what that'll do is if people are somehow going to your website, it can sometimes track it and allow you to understand that the person came from this ad. I'm not saying it's 100% accurate, it's certainly not, but it could help in the long term. And as you can see here, I also have URL parameters because I am driving this. I do want to update my CRM and tell my CRM specifically what ad this lead came from, okay? And that will literally break it down to the specific ad and the specific ad set inside of the specific campaign. However, that's a whole video for a whole other day. I don't want to overcomplex you with that whatsoever. But as you can see here, we have this basic ad set up. We have this ad set up, sorry, for one of my offers at the moment. But yeah, that's pretty much it done. So again, you'll just want to click publish on the second ad here. Obviously, I'm just not going to publish it. I'm just going to close it off. And when you close it off, it does save it as a draft. So if you need to go back into it and edit it later, that's totally fine. But as you can see now, we now have 2 ads here in one campaign. So they're all doing this. They're all looking for the same conversion event, which is a lead form, okay? Which is how we set up the campaign. It looks for the conversion event. But now that they're inside that campaign, we're now testing 2 different types of ads. Again, you can do this if you want to test the same ads, the same creatives, but with 2 different types of audiences. That's another way you can do this. You don't just need to do this with ads, but what I recommend you do is you never test it at the ad level. You always test it at the ad set level for the reason of you want it to allocate the budget, the full budget to that specific ad in that specific test, I should say, is a better frame, a better word to use, so that you can get actual real data on it. Because if we are not doing it that way, okay, and we just have both of these ads in one ad set and they are both sharing a $10 ad budget per day, okay, what Facebook will do is that after 1 or 2 days, it might see one of the ads getting slightly better results than the other ad. So it will stop spending money on that other ad and just start spending money on the ad it thinks is getting better results. However, it hasn't had enough time or enough data to really truly know that as a fact, which is why I recommend if you are on a lower budget, you don't utilize that strategy, and instead you clone it at the ad set level. Okay, right, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully that has been helpful. And again, this is a really simple ad that you can utilize to start generating leads really quick, and it will help you, of course, generate leads. It will help you grow your email list. It could help you grow your Facebook group as well. It could help you getting more calls. It could help you with so many things in your business. Okay, but ultimately, this is one of the easiest ways to do it, especially if you're just new. But if you are looking to generate leads for the purpose of selling them onto a higher ticket program, this can also work really well. As long as you connect it to your CRM and you have a good follow-up sequence in place as well, such as sending texts, sending emails, and also phone calls, if that's an option for you to do, because that is a really strong method of following up with people to convert them into a booked call with your closer or with yourself for a longer call. Okay, thanks very much for tuning. If you're enjoying these videos, please make sure you do subscribe to the channel. It'll be a huge help. And of course, if you need any help whatsoever for growing your online coaching business, whether or not that is running ads, getting on more booked calls, implementing the right type of sales funnels, please feel free to get in touch or just drop a comment below, and we'll have a chat, and we'll see what we can do to help you take your business to that next level. Okay, that's it for me. Take care. I'll speak to you in the next one.